Hello and welcome to a very, very special episode of Sofa Sensei's. No guests, but we've got Rochelle back in the building. Let me hear you say yeah.
Come on, you already know. Come on, what are you telling me?
Bro, I'm good, man. And listen, we've got a very, very spectacular episode today. We are going down the back of the sofa and we're digging out a fantastic fight. Okay? If we cast our minds back to the 18th of February 2012, Derek Chisora went 0-2 in one night. Okay? He fought Vitaly Klitschko and lost on a unanimous decision over 12 rounds, putting up a valiant effort to push Vitaly harder than he's been pushed in the last 5 years before that fight. And then, at the press conference after the fight, there was an infamous brawl between him and David the Haymaker Haye and the rest of Derek Chisora's camp. And a tripod and Adam Booth.
And a glass.
And a bottle of WKD allegedly. We're going to get into it today. This is Sofa Sensei's, armchair experts, couch coaches, whatever you want to call us. And we're going down the back of the sofa to explore David Haye versus Derek Delboy Chisora. Let's go. Okay, so Rochelle.
Yo.
Bro, this was a fantastic moment, you know, because...
Tell me the year, man. Tell me the year.
This is 2012, 10 years ago.
2012.
We are celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the actual fight. Before we get to the fight that happened on the 14th of July 2012, we need to get to the build-up. Why we even wanted this fight. What are your memories of that period of time in your life 10 years ago?
I'm sure we were in IT. And I think it was everywhere on the news, wasn't it? You know, the little brawl. Mm-hmm. That was the hype because you never see that around. You don't see it nowadays. And you know, Chisora's just he's mayhem. I think the fight before that was Klitschko, wasn't it?
Yeah, so literally
in his face, everything.
So all right, let's give you some context on what happened between that night between Derek and Vitaly and the Klitschko brothers even. So at the weigh-in for the fight between him and Vitaly, Derek slaps Vitaly in the face.
This brother, man.
And Vitaly at this time is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world.
He's a bad man.
He's a tough mother trucker. And also, let's give Vitaly his props, right? Because he's currently fighting a war against Vladimir Putin. Derek Chisora has got nothing on Vladimir Putin. Yeah. And Vitaly's still there, as is Vladimir, so shout out to him. Talking of Vladimir, the day of the fight, they're in the ring. You know when everyone's walked in now and we've got camps in the ring and everything. You know, Derek's wearing his robe. He walks over to Vladimir with his mouth full of water and spits the water in his mouth.
He should have got banged there.
And Vladimir does this. He slaps it up like a tramp, bro.
Did he?
Yeah.
I never clocked that bit.
Yeah.
He did? No.
He maintained his composure. And some may say, you know what? Good on you for maintaining your composure, maintaining your professionalism. No, you didn't want to ruin your fight between him and your brother.
Should have punched him up in the throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight.
But certain man, like we'll get to in a minute.
Like drinking water.
When you get approached by Derek Chisora, you don't let him spit in your face.
No.
You might throw a little elbow. Anyway, we'll get into that. So anyway, Derek Chisora, he puts up a really valiant effort and he loses over 12 rounds to Vitaly Klitschko, pushes Klitschko further than he's been pushed in the last 5 years or so.
He did all right then,
a good performance. And do you know what? Given that Chisora, he's just coming off a loss to Robert Helenius, but, you know, a lot of people, myself included, think he actually won that fight and he was just robbed on the cards. So really, Derek Chisora, he's still, he's about 16-1 at this time in the eyes of the public, and he's an up-and-coming heavyweight.
How old was he then?
He was 27.
27, okay.
So 28 on the day of the Klitschko fight, yeah, 28.
Bro,
so he's a young man.
Wait, how old is he now?
38.
Bro, and he's still fighting.
He's still fighting. And do you know what? Credit to him, because... So, let's get to the post-fight press conference. They're talking about, Derek, what's next for you? If we cast our minds back to the Klitschko brothers as well... just before this, David Haye had lost to Vladimir Klitschko because of his toe. Now, his plan was, you know, to get a fight with Vitaly so that he could then reclaim his titles and whatever else, yeah? Become heavyweight champion of the world again, because he thought, okay, Vladimir beat me, but I can beat Vitaly, cool. So he'd been arranging a fight with Vitali. Vitali took the Derek Chisora fight. Then Vitali went completely quiet on the negotiations. So Haye was working for Box Nation, if you remember Box Nation back in the day, and RTE, a German network, on broadcasting, doing commentary.
Box Nation not about it?
No, locked off.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, this was one of their early big fights, and they just never could secure any other big fights, really. And the subscription model at the time didn't work, and now we've got DAZN. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
So Haye, he turned up at the post-fight press conference as a member of the media, and what he did was he started getting getting into it with Vitali, saying, "Vitali, I want to fight you." Chisora's like, "Fight me, David. Fight me." David Haye says, "You lost your fight. You lost 3 fights
in a row, mate.
You've lost 3 fights in a row." Yeah. And them two start getting back and forth.
And then he dropped the bar, the toe bar.
You want to tell me to my face? Ooh, this is a moment, man. And then Derek Chisora gets up off the top table, and bear in mind, this is in front of the media. This is in front of
it's one of the WWE moments, isn't it?
For real, this is a major moment.
He's coming down.
His coach gets up behind him, Don Charles. Derek's now got a team behind him, and David Haye's there with his trainer Adam Booth. So they come face to face.
And he's bottle of WKD.
Bear in mind, David, he's working there in the media. He's got maybe a little bottle of WKD or whatever it is. And Derek Chisora says, I think 3 words. I can't really count off the top of my head, but you want to fight me? That's 3 words, yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Bang.
Listen, all I see is a left elbow, right hand. Derek Chisora is now bent over, yeah?
Yeah.
Haye lands 3 elbows in the back of his spine. And then they sort of get pulled apart by their entourages and so on and so forth. And then Derek Chisora's trainer, Don Charles, comes up to David Haye, like he's trying to be aggressive. Bam! It looks like a left hand, right hand. I can't really tell. Don Charles's hat flies off. Yeah? And Don Charles loses a significant number of teeth. Cost him $6,000 to get the dental repair work.
No, he didn't lose teeth. No,
$6,000.
Wait, did he get punched up by, was it Haye?
Yeah.
Haye banged him down as well.
So he claps up a couple other members of his team.
That's what I mean.
Then
boxers, man.
Then somehow, some way, David Haye gets hold of a tripod, swings it, and he hits his own trainer by accident. Adam Booth, who gets a cut in his forehead. After that, David Haye says, "I'm not going to lose my fucking license for you." Anyway,
you should have lost it.
We'll get into that. Yeah. He then wipes his braids, makes sure that is looking fresh, and then walks over to Vitali and says, "We need to fight." And they shake each other's hands and have a little chuckle. David Haye's shirt is ripped at this point. He's been in a scrap, and
he's got 8-pack. He's cold.
He flees Germany on a private jet, goes back to London with his trainer. And Interpol were looking for him, but he was already back in the UK.
And Chisora got caught on the airport, didn't he?
Yeah,
he got caught.
Wow.
They let him go though on the same day. I think.
Yeah.
They let him go.
18th of February, 2012. What a day for Derek Chisora. Went 0-2 against 2 of the hardest hitters in the division.
So basically, he lost 2 fights.
Lost 2 fights in a night.
He lost 2 fights to hit.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
One on the road.
So this video is going round, and you were seeing Derek Chisora, his chin just get compressed. Do you remember that picture, bro?
Oh, that was on every news article, every paper, everywhere.
Yeah. Chisora's chin gets compressed. So shout out to the photographers in that, because you caught some moments, man.
And he's lucky Instagram and Twitter is not how it is now.
Well, we'll get to that, because this fight received 20 million hits on YouTube. So
did it? Sick.
And by fight, I mean the press conference fight, yeah? That received 20 million. And I'm sure 19.9 million of those were Rochelle and I in IT, just watching it back, thinking, oh my God. And you know what? Let me ask you, Rochelle, what really gassed you up about this moment? Why were you so hyped? And why are we talking about it 10 years later?
It was a street fight. It was a street fight at the beginning. You never see boxers, except from Mike Tyson, who was a nutter, innit? But you never see...
Yeah, but did Mike Tyson do that on film?
Nah. He did well. Not that. No.
He bit Lennox Lewis's leg.
That was in a fight though.
Yeah, no, Lennox Lewis's leg in a press conference.
Did he?
Yeah, you know when So remember that press conference where Mike Tyson just got out of jail?
Yeah.
And he's moving mad to the reporters.
Yeah.
And then there's a there's like a video of him under a spotlight and Lennox Lewis under a spotlight. Mike Tyson runs from under his spotlight. In that scuffle, he bites Lennox's leg.
I don't know what the brother was
but
talking about.
A bite and a elbow, right hand, elbow in the back. It's completely different.
Yeah, 100%. What Haye did there,
legendary status. Do you know what? I think as well, for me, like David Haye's one of my favourite heavyweights that Britain's ever produced.
Yeah.
And it's purely because 10 years ago, I was 15 years old. Yeah. I think we all wanted to be fighters. Do you know what I mean? You see a man who's the former heavyweight champion of the world scrap another man in real life. This isn't a ring. This is bottle. He glassed me. I'm going to physically shoot David Haye. Man said physically shoot, bro. That was a moment. And I think for us, we were almost seeing the lives that we wanted to lead. And listen, we're not violent individuals, right? Yeah. But just that ability to say, I'll fight all you.
Yeah.
I'll fight all you. What?
Nah,
it was sick. It was a moment.
That moment, everybody was gassed. But our little group in IT.
Yeah.
Replay.
Bro, hilarious. And then we kept like, the lines that come from that is, I'm going to physically shoot David Haye. He glassed me. Bro, funny, hilarious. Like,
when he got banged, he had no idea what was going on. He got banged.
Because you got to bear in mind, his brain had just gone 12 rounds with Vitali. His brain's slightly like off. But anyway.
But Haye came through the elbows as well. Man came through MMA.
Violent.
Sick, bro. You know what it was? He banged him, and when you're so angry, you don't know what you're doing. You just do anything. That's what he did. Sometimes you sledgehammer punches?
Yeah.
Man was just went elbow.
Yeah. So let's get into this. So now, obviously, there's a lot of law going on, legalities, but then there's also a bit of hype building up. Like, these guys should just fight. David's like, no, I want to fight for the title. I don't want to fight Derek Chisora. For what? Derek Chisora's lost. I don't want to fight him. What's the point? But 20 million hits later.
When there's money involved.
Yes. And roughly 4 months later, we get an announcement. Upton Park, West Ham Stadium. David the Haymaker Haye versus Derek Delboy Chisora. The fight is on. The grudge match. And bro, at the announcement, do you remember the fences in between them?
Yeah, they gassed it so much. When
bro.
I saw it, I was like, nah, they got fences, bro. Nah.
That was a sick moment.
They got fences. And he come with the bandana, all of them looking mean.
And they needed fences. You know why? Because we've all seen them scrap in real life. And if they get close...
But I'm not going to lie, they could have done a little two-step to the side and just, you're right, mate.
But the hype that the fence created, seeing those two be separated by some fence... Bro...
Yeah, because I'm telling you now, if you do anything to these fighters, they're doing madness, isn't it?
It's madness.
Imagine if Chisora spat at Haye. Bro, that fence would have gone.
So
bodyguards would have got body.
Let's talk about that spit, right? So David Haye gets interviewed by a show, I think it was called Would I Lie to You or something like that anyway. And then he's in some show and people say to him, why did you do that? Like, why did you... You're a professional boxer. You should know better. You should be able to call yourself. He's like, there's nothing professional and there's nothing cool about another man spitting in your face and you slurping it up. Like, he was just... He said, Derek Chisora, he's assaulted a police officer. He's done other things. I'm not going to go into Derek Chisora's legal parts, right? That's not my...
You'll be at your door, mate.
I do not know that... I don't know what's true and what's not and what's just hype for a fight. But basically, he said, Derek Chisora's got a longer criminal record than my... is what he said, yeah? Okay. If a man like that comes into your face and says he's going to break your jaw, when he sees you, he's going to punch you up, you got to strike first. There's no point being a victim, is what he says.
Yeah.
Then he was on Sky Sports and he said, one of my favourite lines of all time. Okay. He said, and I quote, Rasha, are you ready? He said, if someone breaks into your house and they try and burgle your house and you knock them out, are you going to apologise and say, I'm sorry for knocking you out? No, you're not. You're going to stomp on the head, just like some normal person would do.
Gang.
Oh my God.
See, that's what I love, Haye.
Bro.
No, what he said there is true.
If you get a chance, go onto YouTube and search for the David Haye Sky Sports interview because he's got some legendary lines of like, I'm not going to be a victim. I'm going to punch him up first.
100%.
That's what most people do. Bro. Legendary.
Yeah, just go on YouTube. David Haye funny moments. Oh. There's some good ones. There's some ones that we can't say as well. But you're going to know which one we wanted to say.
Listen, all I'm saying is that Audie Harrison fight was one-sided, isn't it? Right, back to the agenda of today, digging back in the sofa. So, me and Rachel, we're hyped. We're watching all these press conferences, and we're seeing what the guys are saying. And at this time, 10 years ago, we believe in every word. Yeah. These guys hate each other. Derek Chisora he's saying, When I saw David, I saw him out in London the other day, and he had a knife. David Haye, what did he say?
I can't remember.
He said, I was eating a steak. These two, they were gold. They were comedy gold. They hated each other. They're completely different ends as well.
I think they hated, but slightly loved each other, innit?
They know that they're going to make each other a lot of money.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
It was a fantastic moment. I want to pick up on a few things as well around the legalities of the fight. So let me just get my notes out here. So you got to bear in mind, Derek Chisora at this time, he was suspended from the British Boxing Board of Control, okay, for this fight in Munich. He lost half his purse from the Vitali fight as a result of legal fines and other implications of this brawl with David Haye and spitting and slapping.
Did he?
He lost half his purse as a result of all those
How
matches.
much was the purse?
Don't know.
Don't know. A couple of mil.
Yeah. So he lost half of it.
Shit.
Another one of those lines at the press conference was, David, you're living in the past. The last time Kane Rose was popular was when Ja Rule was in the charts.
That's how far. I never knew Chisora had that interview.
It was funny. It was funny. And then David Haye said, the best thing to ever come out of your mouth is my fist. And then Chisora was like, David, you don't want me to come over this fence right now and fuck you up. He said, we tried that game last time and you lost.
Oh my God. Hey, imagine being Chisora. He's got me, man. You know, like when you're losing a cuss fight.
But you know what? You know what's really interesting, Rachel, is we mentioned Box Nation earlier. And the reason this fight was on Box Nation is because David Haye's prior two fights were Vladimir Klitschko and Audley Harrison.
Yeah.
Both of those fights were fights where David Haye really, really built them up. And then just chinned a guy in a round or two who didn't really look like he wanted to be there. So people felt ripped off for the pay-per-view. And then lost the fight and blamed it on his toe. So pay-per-view was no longer a thing at Sky Sports. But this was a big fight and he needed to make money. So Box Nation, a subscription model, was where they went. Look, it's worth noting as well that in the press conference announcing the fight, Derek Chisora was wearing a BBK top. So let's just...
Gang. BBK.
Those were the days. As a result of this brawl in Munich, I believe it was Munich. I'm sorry if that's wrong, but I believe it was Munich, yeah. There was calls to ban boxing. Okay,
that's the dumbest... Whoever said that lied.
People were saying this is a violent sport. Of course it's a violent sport, but...
Hockey's violent.
These guys shouldn't have fought outside the ring. It gives a really bad role. Big man. If you see Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo playing a little 1-2 in the park, boxers fight. In a ring, out the ring, they fight. This is what they do, okay? And yeah, maybe they shouldn't have done it in a press conference. Okay, maybe. But at that time, that's what they felt they had to do. And also, they're now doing it in the ring. That's the point of this fight.
Yeah.
So,
and what? They were both fighters.
Yeah.
Do you get me? If Haye banged
a normal guy,
me and you,
it's long.
He's getting sued and he's losing his license.
Yeah, and the podcast is getting upgraded.
I'm getting. I'm rolling. I'm taking his car. He's taking his
that Rolls Royce is mine. This fight ended up being licensed by the Luxembourg Boxing Federation. Have you ever heard of them before?
No, it was dodge, mate. He was dodge because nobody else wanted to sanction it.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, I'm not putting my name on it. But some brother somewhere was like, yeah, cool.
And one thing I want to shout out Frank Warren for, I think we're kind of harsh on Frank Warren in this podcast at times.
Who was Haye's promoter?
Haye was his own promoter, Haymaker.
And
Frank Warren was Chisora's manager. This fight was promoted by Team Sauerland and Haymaker Promotions.
Okay. Oh,
yeah. So Frank Warren, he said, "Look, I'm not being funny. If Derek Chisora loses his license with the British Boxing Board of Control, he's got no qualifications. He's a boxer. He's got no other job. This is what he does."
Yeah.
And Derek Chisora's yeah. So it's kind of true. What else can he do? He's a fighter. This is all he does.
Chisora better not hate this man. If I ever see him.
No, I hope big man. We're celebrating one of your best moments, man.
You know what? He changed a bit, innit? I feel like he's a more happier person.
Yeah, I think so. Chisora was very angry back then. You know what I mean? But
I think it was a persona.
We'll get back to this in a minute. But Derek Chisora, he's made a frigging career out of being a average heavyweight.
Average, yeah.
And he's made a lot of money. So good on him. But yeah, this was licensed by the Luxembourg Boxing Federation. And also, people were saying, what does this do to British boxing? Do we ruin British boxing? Actually, Frank Warren came up with some great comebacks. He was saying, when the British Boxing Board of Control were under a lot of financial pressure and sued for £300,000 as a result of the Michael Watson fight with Chris Eubank.
Okay.
And the lack of safety procedures that existed around that fight, leading to or contributing to Michael Watson's condition. Frank Warren bailed them out. He paid for all the scans for it for 3 years for the British Boxing Board of Control. So he really has supported the British Boxing Board of Control.
Did he? I never knew that.
Now this fight is being licensed by the Luxembourg Boxing Federation. This is purely a technicality to get the fight on. He also is really great at throwing other people under a bus when he's trying to make his own case. So he said, because Barry Hearn made a comment. And this is back in the day when Barry Hearn was a promoter.
This is when Eddie was a kid.
Yeah. Well, not even a kid, 10 years ago.
You know what I mean,
Barry Hearn said this fight shouldn't be happening. It's terrible for boxing. It's going to ruin boxing.
Because you're not getting no money out of it, mate.
Frank Warren said, do me a favour. Yeah? When Julian Jackson... let me tell you what. Let me play the clip. Because it's better if I play the clip. He said, when Julian Jackson was the mandatory to fight someone... Let me find it. 1 second. Bear with us 1 second. So here we go. I'll find the video for you now. Great job by Frank at just completely deflecting and throwing someone way, way under the bus. Here's what he says.
Governing bodies. And just a point, Barry Hearn quite a few years ago won a purse bid for Julian Jackson to defend his title against Harold Graham, and Julian Jackson was found to be blind in one eye when he had his medicals in this country. So Barry took the fight to Spain, and he felt it was in the interest of boxing for a guy who was blind in one eye to fight in Spain. So
what was his comeback to there?
Well, he wasn't there to come back, right? But what it shows is Frank Warren's got receipts, yeah? He's been in the game long enough, so if you're going to throw him under the bus, he's going to drag you under with him. And I thought that was really, really good. It was great, and I encourage you to watch the first press conference between Haye and Chisora, because it shows you how down Frank was for this fight, because you know why? He was making a lot of money out of it, that's why.
Money, mate. How much was the purse again?
I think they all made a couple million.
But I know Haye made a lot of millions.
A bit more million, yeah.
Double digits, isn't it?
Double digits?
Yeah.
I don't know, I heard about 5.
But he was his promotions as well.
Yeah, I heard he made about 5.
Only 5?
Well, he made 10 for the Vladimir fight. Bear in mind, this is boxing 10 years ago, so it's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
It's a bit different,
yeah. So that's sort of the build up to this fight. That I think that covers it, right? That's the build up. These guys, they were hating each other, they were beefing each other. The press conferences were pretty bitter. There were calls to ban boxing. Let's get into their preparation. Okay. So Derek Chisora, he's known as a fit guy. He does a lot of running. There was a whole 4-part documentary on this fight as well. So we're getting an insight into their preparation. In one of the episodes, Derek Chisora beefs his trainer and he leaves the gym. Yeah. David Haye, he gets trained by Adam Booth, is his boxing trainer, but he was also getting some training by the London Shoot Fighters, who train MVP. And he was getting training because on fight night, Derek Chisora was about 37 pounds heavier than Haye.
Okay.
Because bear in mind, Haye's coming up from cruiserweight. He's not really a natural heavyweight.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And he was learning some MMA techniques to learn how to push Derek Chisora around the ring effectively. Things like underhooks.
That's where you got the elbow.
Exactly. That's where we got that perfect elbow. Yeah. So we'll get into the fight at this point. The preparation was completely different. Haye's an athletic, fast guy. Yeah. Chisora's a pressure fighter at this time. He's got a great engine. Skills lacks a little bit.
100%.
And he's got a great chin. A fantastic chin. So, one question I want to ask you before we get into the fight, Rachel, is when they're saying all these things in the build-up, I'm going to knock you out 1 round, 2 rounds, do you think they have any doubt?
No, not Haye. No, I think none of them do, but I was more one-sided, wasn't I?
So you think...
I'm more of a Haye fan, innit? I didn't really like Chisora then. I didn't really rate him as a fighter. I just thought he got lucky. I knew Haye was going to win that, and I think everyone knew.
Well, some people genuinely believe, probably Ronald included, that Chisora was going to win.
No,
he was going to take Haye.
I know Haye. The way he was talking, he wasn't taking his fight serious. He goes, I banged him already. I'm going to bang him again. Yeah, I banged him like in 2 seconds. I can give this crowd a little couple of rounds, and I'll just finish him off.
There was always the question mark about David Haye's stamina, and given Chisora's chin.
What's wrong with his stamina? It's always been good. He's always running about, man.
His first loss to Carl Thompson was basically because he punched himself out.
But was he going in that fight?
Yeah. But Carl Thompson was still there in the end, and then Haye lost.
Oh,
So there was always question marks around his stamina and if he could last. So let's get into the fight then. Okay, let's can we get a little... They get called to the ring. This is 37,000 people in attendance. This is the biggest all British heavyweight fight without a title on the line. This fight is absolutely huge. I think it's difficult to even understate it. This fight was massive.
Big fight.
Round 1, Chisora literally lifts Haye up, okay, as they come together. He's showing he's the bigger, stronger man. I've already said Chisora was 37 pounds heavier. There's a high output from Haye. Haye's output, generally speaking, isn't as high as it was in this round 1. So, Chisora is really leading him there with the pressure, and Haye is really great at getting out of the way. I really admired watching this fight back. These guys are just in the fire, bro. Them man are having some big 18, 19 stone swinging at you. Some guy, 18, 19 stone guy swinging at you, yeah? And not like, I'll be sure. Them man are just in it. So I really admired that. So round 1, you could say Haye won it. But Chisora is definitely still in it, yeah? Round 2, Haye's at range. Chisora gets in, but he does nothing. He's just in range, yeah?
There was a round when Chisora clicked him, didn't he?
Yeah. I think that's
third or fourth, eh?
Yeah, about that. The third round, yeah. So Haye lands a fast right hand. Chisora is telegraphing his right hand all the time, throwing it, pointing downwards. So every time Haye's trying to duck and get under his punches, Chisora's trying to catch him with an overhand right. Round 3, Chisora's doing much better. He catches Haye right at the end of the fight with a left hook, and Haye stumbles back. Just before that, there's an exchange where Chisora is sort of rolling in and just roughing him up. Haye's stamina looks like it could be in trouble already. Round 4, Haye is controlling and throwing, but landing on the gloves with hard shots. Lovely uppercut from Haye, pushes Chisora back for the first time in the fight. Round 5, the final round of this fight. Haye's footwork is amazing. He's getting out of the way. He eventually lands a left hook, right hand. Chisora is down for the first time in his career. If you see that left hook, it's a shame we're not a video podcast right now and we can't show you this left hook. But this left hook was mean. And actually, I watched a sort of documentary on Haye's preparation for this fight. He was training with people like Carlos Takam, tough brothers who just move forward, much bigger, much stronger, but they're very similar to the Chisora style. Also, he clocked this thing that when Chisora resets, he plods a couple steps forward with his hands relatively low. So Haye set him up so that he'd have to reset, and then boom, threw in the left hand. That completely effectively shut Chisora off. Right hand just for good measure to throw him down. Chisora gets up before 10, and then he gets flatlined. And I remember the meme.
He gets flatlined.
On this night, bro, I remember there's a freeze frame where Chisora's falling down like this, and the meme was Haye got Chisora doing the Azonto. Do you remember when the Azonto was a dance, bro? Oh my god.
And Haye, Chisora has never been the same.
Yeah.
That hit was a bit hard.
And you know what? All in the commentary for this fight, they're saying, "Oh, Haye's taken a year out before this fight. Is it going to be different, bro?" If we think back to how fighters fight now, fighters take years out, and it's normal, bro.
Because they're always training, aren't they? But to be honest, they go ham for 2 months, don't they? 3 months. Look at what's his name, man. Fury. Disappears for a bit and goes ham, and he's good to go.
In the aftermath of the fight, these guys are, they're friends now. They're cool. They're calm.
Yeah, as I said, I think they liked each other, but they had to get the paycheck. They had to pay. They've got bills to pay.
I think there was some level of.
No, there was definitely a hate. There was definitely a hate. But I feel like Chisora hated Haye more because Haye just. I feel like Haye's more of a joker. He doesn't take.
He's calculated, isn't he? He gets it. He gets the game. He gets the hype, makes money.
Well, I think one of the funniest heavyweights ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Top 3.
Top pound for pound.
Yeah, funny guy.
Haye said that Chisora will be champ one day, and we're 10 years later, and he hasn't been champ yet.
Yeah, he was taking a piss there, mate.
Do you think so?
Yes. Come on, man. Never.
He said the classic line, and he loves saying this because I was hitting him with shots that would have knocked out any other heavyweight, and he was still there. So credit to him.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I mean? No one's there. Yeah.
That's just being nice, man.
Chisora hasn't been champ since, and do you know what? I don't think that's a knock on his career, to be honest with you. I think Chisora came to a point in his career when he realised, I'm here for the money, for the titles.
Yeah, he became a journeyman.
Nah, he's not a journeyman yet. nah, it's disrespectful.
But you know what I mean.
The two guys had a bet for 20k. to charity. And obviously Haye won because he knocked out Chisora. And then he said that 20 grand is going to the Afro-Caribbean Leukemia Trust. So shout out to Chisora for making that donation. There was quite a little bit of tension in the post-fight press conference when someone asked about the bet. And then Chisora said, yeah, well done to David, he gets 20 grand. And David Haye was like, well, you're not giving it to me, it's going to charity. He was like, well, I'll give it to you and you can give it to charity. Okay. Whoa, little bit.
Hey,
do you know what I mean? Yeah, very interesting. Haye in his post-fight interview says, he calls up Vitali and he says, I guarantee he retires and becomes a politician or something. Wow. that was very accurate. What was very interesting, actually, was in the post-fight press conference, Manuel Char turns up and he says, I want to fight David Haye. Bro, the last person that said they wanted to fight David Haye at a press conference got knocked out.
Bang.
If I was you, I'd chill out and sort of just take a back seat. Anyway, that fight never materialised. It was made once or twice, but it never materialised. Manuel Char is still an active heavyweight, but has a very strange career, so we'll move on from him rapid. One of the things I wanted to pick up on, Rachel, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this, was all in the build-up to this fight and in the aftermath as well. David Haye says the whole preparation for this fight was making himself comfortable with being uncomfortable.
What?
So he knew it was going to be a hard fight.
No,
he knew it.
Did you think?
Yeah.
I think he's taking the piss again.
Yeah, but you say that, bro. But Chisora had never been down. Haye doesn't win fights on points.
True.
Haye knocks people out. And if you can't knock a man out and you're tired and a man keeps coming, what do you do? So there was definitely... Like, he wouldn't have prepared in the way he prepared if he wasn't scared.
I think he was scared of losing again.
Of course.
That's what it was.
There was a lot on the line. If you're fighting a guy who's lost his last 3 fights and you lose...
If you lose him, nah.
So you haven't got to just win. You've got to win and look good. So there's a lot of pressure even though you're the better fighter. So he said he brought in these sparring partners that just really put it on him and made him comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Was this the one when he brought Wilder over?
No, that was a Fury fight that never happened, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Because he did knock him out, didn't he?
Yeah, they had a good scrap. I don't know if they knocked him out.
They didn't knock him out, but I've seen the video.
Yeah.
He got slumped.
He was on Bambi legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was about to drop.
So that was a quick recap of the fight and the build up, but also I think would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't talk about what happened after their fight 10 years ago today. Haye becomes Chisora's manager.
For like one fight, innit?
No, like a good 4 fights.
Was it 4 fights?
Yeah.
They knew do you know what it is? They made money together and then had to keep making money. That's
exactly.
What it is.
Exactly. I think there was a, and Chisora chisora Haye with completely changing his training style. And actually, when I watched the documentary of these two discussing this fight, Chisora says, if I trained then like I train now, I would have took David out in 1 round. And no, I would have. Sorry. If I fought David today, I'd take him out in 1 round. Is what he said.
Okay,
but this is after David's retired and all that. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I wish they had thing then.
What?
Gloves are off.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Would have been amazing, mate.
Them two. So you got laxatives, and they go through you. I'm gonna go through this man. That's a bit of a weird analogy.
Oh, we need to get to that one as well. We need to get to that one.
We'll do their series down the back of the sofa one day.
Oh.
But yeah, so 10 years ago we saw this fantastic fight where Derek Chisora went 0-2 in one night. Then he actually lost to the Haymaker in the ring. Do you know what? To be fair to Chisora, like, he's resilient, man.
He's just about, man. He's active though. 38 and he's still fighting.
He's fighting. He fought last weekend.
Did he?
Yeah, he fought on the 9th.
What do you mean?
He fought on the 9th of July.
Well, I'm not getting this.
What, he fought on the 9th of July? This is out on the 14th and he fought on the 9th.
What do you mean he fought on the 9th?
Bro, this is out on the 14th of July, yeah?
Yeah.
This episode.
Yeah.
It's currently the 4th of July, yeah?
Yeah.
But Derek Chisora, by the time this is out, would have fought last weekend.
Oh, okay. Cool. Shit, my bad.
Yeah.
Who's he fighting?
Fighting Pulev again.
Is it already coming around the corner?
That's next weekend, yeah.
Bro, I feel like he got announced the other day.
Yeah, he's fighting Pulev.
Oh, shit.
To be fair, that fight has nothing in it. Like,
nah, bro, I don't care.
For the winner, no one cares.
Nobody cares about that one. It's paycheck again, isn't it?
It is like there's no natural next step for the winner.
Is this his last fight?
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think he keeps going.
Why?
I don't want him to, but I think he does.
No, I don't think he's good for
It was really interesting as well watching the documentary and the lead up to this fight because the girlfriend that was in that documentary is still with him today.
Yes, the rugby player's sister or something.
No, that's Dylan White.
Oh, is that Dylan White?
Yeah. This I don't know much about Derek Chisora's girlfriend. Yeah. But she's still with him today, so that's good to see. He can have some level of stability in his life. He's changed trainers, he's changed managers, he's changed promotional teams. Yeah. He's done a lot, man. And Derek Chisora, he's went on and he's lost I think 10 more fights since then. He's
lost a lot of fights, man. He's racing shit. I'll be honest with him. I'm just gonna be. Kavan's scared and he pulls up. He pulls up to the house.
Yeah, but you know what? I admire it though. Like I really do admire it. And it's gonna be a sad day when Derek Chisora retires. You know.
Yeah. That's my guy though. Like I know I'm saying all this shit, but he's a good fighter and he's funny.
He's really funny, man.
He's made boxing look fun for.
Yeah, but he's got so many moments, man.
Yeah,
if you think I'm a punk,
he's got so many one-liners. He's just crazy. He does.
Eddie's fucking me with no Vaseline.
Basically, he just does what a kid would want to do.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
and he just does
no
it.
filter.
Because who's gonna stop him?
Yeah,
you got to fight him. He's still a heavyweight boxer, trained killer.
It's long, bro.
Do you know what I mean?
It's long.
You can't do much, can you?
It's long.
And I always see that security guy trying to get involved. That little bold short one.
David, don't get involved with the boxers, David. Yeah, that brother there. Yeah.
Oh, go away, man.
Oh man.
About, man.
Listen, that was an amazing experience to sort of check in with you and go down memory lane and back down the back of the sofa to explore Haye Chisora. Looking back, Rachel, what are your thoughts on the fight now, and on that whole relationship between the two guys?
I think it was amazing, man. Would I put it top 5 of fights? Maybe top 10. It's there. It's a big one. It's one that you remember, and it's probably the time when boxing was a bit boring for me, and that's made boxing for me for a bit. That year anyway. What was it? What year?
2012. Do you know what? For me,
boxing was a bit slow then.
That's right. That's the year AJ won the gold medal.
Yeah.
So this is the closing of this current era, and then the new one's coming in. Bro, for me, ever since that fight, I've not missed any of their fights. Not one. I've watched every single one of Chisora and Haye's future fights after that.
Yeah, well, Haye had
every single one. Four more. Mark
Demori. We talk about the last two, innit? Oh.
But do you know what? I became a religious fan on that day because it was kind of like.
Is that when you started boxing? I mean,
no.
Is that when you loved it?
Yeah, I think I probably started loving it just before then.
Yeah, because I loved boxing, but I loved the old school boxing fights. So I used to watch all the Mike Tyson old school fights. I just loved Mike Tyson as a boxer in general, innit? And then what's the song, man? Roy Jones Jr. Can't be touched. Banger.
Can't be touched. My favourite line in that: "You will not win because I will not lose." Oy. That's a bar, bro.
But I think that one got a lot of boxing fans. It actually hit everyone. Everyone could relate.
Because these men had a fight, bro. They had a real fight, and now they're gonna fight in a ring. Like that's the most captivating story you can think of, bro.
Yeah, they did good for the community.
Yeah, and the Afro-Caribbean Leukemia Trust got 20 grand out of it. So all good things in the end. Mm-hmm. And just for the record, everyone got their licenses back. No one got banned. Everyone's happy families. Haye even managed Chisora towards the end of his career, and
so that's what I mean. They were friends, man. They were always friends, man.
No, I don't think they were, bro. Because remember when Haye was managing Joe Joyce and promoting Joe Joyce, Haye wanted to set up the fight between Joe Joyce. And then Chisora says to him, David, this is after Chisora's fight at the O2 and so on and so forth. If you're so sure about your guy, me and him will fight. And if I win, you give me your purse against Tony and your TV rights against Tony. If he wins, you pay me £1. David, take that bet or you're a bitch. Then he gets given the mic. David gets given the mic and he says this. No.
Yeah, I remember that.
No. And then backstage, IFL TV.
But that was a shit bet.
It was a shit bet, bro.
The shit is bet.
IFL TV they interview him, Haye, backstage, and they're like, "Was you not scared about like it going off between you two there and then?" He's like, he tried that and he ended up on his back. So yeah, I don't know.
Two elbows.
So there was definitely a lot of tension between the two of them, and Haye even said when he got that call from Chisora to say, "Yeah, can we meet at this cafe?" He was like, "What is this about?"
Back to shooting,
physically shoot.
Hey, remember what I told you?
Yeah. There was a crate of WKD on the table. So yeah, then he asked him to manage him, and actually he thought it was quite a good idea. And Haye got 25% of his purses for those future fights that happened.
Bloody hell!
And
that's quite a big cut.
Chisora makes a lot of money.
That's a big cut, man. Who was his manager prior to that?
I think he might manage himself or
can't do it anymore.
Frank Warren or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, now his manager's AJ's 258.
AJ manages him.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
it's weird, man.
Chisora he's an enigma, man. He's such a blessing to British boxing.
Blessing.
He really is, bro.
He's a funny character, man.
Who do you know?
He's just about, man.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be about.
But that's it.
Basically, I think, he's had a very good career, but a bad one. Well, stats-wise bad, but in general good. Do you know what I mean?
But that shows you what matters. Who cares about the stats when you had a good career? You put it all on the line. He's literally lost thousands of brain cells for our entertainment.
Yeah, sometimes you got to weigh up the evil.
Yeah,
I don't know. Every time.
So you know what? I suppose our ask at the end of this episode go watch the fight again.
Yeah, 100, man.
Watch the press conference again.
Put some money in Haye and Chisora's pocket.
Watch the fight. Watch the press conference fight, and watch Derek Chisora and David Haye's best bits.
Yeah, that's how you have to watch it. Now I think you have to watch it. Press conference.
Yep.
And then all them interviews.
Yep.
Fight and the other interviews. Oh.
It's an amazing moment, and we're so glad that we revisited it and spent the last week researching this because it was such good fun. If you're enjoying the akhi&saltfish Sofa Sensei's podcast, please don't forget to follow us on Instagram. It is at Sofa Sensei's and at akhi&saltfish on Instagram and at akhi&saltfish on Twitter. We are available on email as well, so you can email us akhi&saltfish@gmail.com. And also don't forget to DM us. Let us know how you're finding it. Like the podcast, follow the podcast, and subscribe to the podcast. Give it a 5-star rating and share with 3 friends. It really helps us out with the algorithms and those sorts of things. So, without further ado, it's been great. That has been Sofa Sensei's going behind the sofa to look at some fantastic fights of the past. If you're enjoying this part of the series, let us know. We want to know what you think. That has been Haye Chisora. I've been Kavan.
I've been Rush.
We've been armchair experts, couch coaches, and most importantly, Sofa Sensei's. I think I'm going to watch that fight again tonight,
Yeah, it'll be funny, man. I'm going to watch it now, man.
Amazing.
Shout out Chisora. I
and
said
David
that so
Haye.
wrong. And Haye, man. I'd love to. Imagine getting them on.
We need to get them on. I'd love to get them on.
Yeah.
I reached out to David on LinkedIn and he didn't reply.
He didn't reply, did he? I followed him. I sent him a message as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's on LinkedIn anymore, mate.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get there one day.
And Chisora, don't take this to heart. I didn't mean anything if you do come on in.
Didn't mean it, mate. Take care.
Alright, see you later.